Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from here in Ontario, Canada. And then I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for tuning in today with us. Excuse me for that. And then for those of you that will be joining us, maybe those of you that will be watching replay, I want to say a big thank you as well. My name is Femi, as usual. My name has not changed. And today it's another episode of Success is a Journey. And I'm here today uh, with Aranneth once again on our every Monday tips and nuggets that we share about our business and other things, that could benefit the viewers. Today we'll be diving into something very, very important because we know that every time that people tend to go into business or into a career, the first thing that comes to mind for many people is the financial benefit. And as good as that is, but there are other benefits, there are other hidden benefits that are as important also as the financial benefits that people tend to overlook. And today we'll be discussing just that. So here with me today is Aranneth, and I'm just going to give Aranneth the floor to introduce herself, and then we kick the ball rolling. Thank you.
Yay! Hello, hello, hello. Good morning from Sydney, Australia. My gosh, like my voice is almost gone because of the gathering that was held here in Melbourne, Australia. But currently, I'm here in Sydney. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's raining here, so you can see here in my background. But I am so grateful to be here, guys, to really share you guys all the common questions or probably excuses, right? Why people tend to not starting the business, or probably why people want to change things in their lives. So once again, Femi, I'm so grateful to be here. And for those of you who are so new in our page or in our personal page, welcome, welcome, welcome. And my name is Aranneth, originally from the Philippines, but living in San Francisco, California for over 25 years. And yeah, I'm so grateful to join you this morning or this afternoon, Femi.
Yeah, so I'm so grateful also to have you here today, Aranneth. With regards to your busy schedule, because we all know that you are in Sydney, Australia, right now, and it's been busy, and obviously your voice too is cracking anyway, so you can tell from that. And this is why we bring one of these kind of topic today to discuss on. So the first thing we're going to touch on is going to be on, you know, uh building a digital business. you know it has changed your life, definitely. I knew you about 4 or 5 years ago, and just like myself too, it has changed my life as well. You're not the same person that I knew then, even though we have not met physically, but we relate based on the business, and we have this live broadcast most of the time together. And so obviously it has changed your life, but not just because of the income. Yeah, it has changed your life with regards to your income, but beyond your income, it has also changed your life. Can you
Mm-hmm.
shed some light to how building a digital business, has changed your life beyond just the income?
Oh my God, that's a great question, Femi. Yeah, this business has completely transformed who I am from the inside out.
Mm.
Before, I was just surviving, getting through the days, doing what I had to do. As you know, I am still working full time. I am a wife. I'm also a mother of two beautiful kids, right? But now I wake up with purpose, with passion and excitement of knowing I'm building something that really matters, especially building a legacy for my kids. Beyond the money, I gained so much clarity, so much confidence. I used to doubt myself a lot, but through the trainings and resources and mentorship that this community offer, I began seeing myself differently. I become a better parent, a stronger leader, and more, most importantly, I'm very, very intentional. I've also built relationships or friendships with people around the world. As you can see, I am here in Australia for a convention, something I never imagined doing before this business. So I met business partners I had only spoken to online. We shared meals together,
Yeah.
dreams, we cry, we laugh. It really reminds me, Femi, how powerful this platform truly is.
Yeah.
So no, it's not just about income, it's about freedom, fulfillment, and living the life on your own terms with no limits. That's something that I would share. Yeah.
I like that. The freedom, the fulfillment, and being able to live your life on your own terms, without limits. I
Yes.
mean, like you started by saying things like um, you met people, you made
Mm-hmm.
friends. Some of them you have met online, some of them you never met before. And you guys became like a family, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, that's very, very important, right, in life. Relationships that we or acquaintances that we make in the course of our business, it's quite important. Some people may just overlook that. But beyond that, like I remember that sometime last week when we were talking before we had our mastermind, you just told me that okay, you'll be going to Melbourne on
Mm.
Wednesday. Sorry, you'll be going to Australia. So I didn't know exactly what city you were going to, on Wednesday. And then you were just called up to come and speak at this
Uh,
celebration.
five
It
days
was
ago, Femi.
yes, it was not as if you planned for it. But right from when you were told, okay, you're going to come and speak here, you packed your bags, you made your presentation, and then you're ready, and then you were good to go. If it was to make a presentation in the bank, that would have been easy for you because that's what you have been used to, right? But
Mm.
this is talking business now with several other business partners that you have never met before, and you were supposed to impact their lives. You know, I mean, how did that pan out? Because like when we're talking about self-development, this is really what self-development is all about. Like outside
Mm-hmm.
the regular, the banks will give you rules and guidance, they will give you tips on things to discuss and all that. Here, you're all just by yourself. You put all the bits and pieces together and then you hit it running. So how did it go?
It went really well. My goodness, like my long-term vision is to create a legacy. That's it. Not just for my family, but for the people that I get to help along the way. I want to build a brand to empower people that they can also believe in themselves, not for me. That's why I show up every single day with a heart and being able to inspire them and motivate them that they can actually do this. You can just make a decision just like that, without even hesitating because you love what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So with all those excuses of other people, it's just a waste of energy or it's a waste of time, right? So yeah, so I came here, with such inspired actions to do more, to have more, and to help more people. Even though missing flights, I didn't even see that as an excuses for me. It is a journey. It's a game of life that we are playing, and uh, and then I end up uh, being in this beautiful hotel because of that, Femi. Yes, I lost my flight. They canceled my flight, and then all of a sudden they give me a voucher to stay in any hotel that I want, and that I am here.
Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, life is a journey, and so is success as well. It's not a destination, because when you, I mean, like, well, any way people want to define success, right? Most of the time, people always have to look at the goals and the achievements in order for them to be able to define success. But from time to time, even when certain level of success is achieved, you create new goals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why it's called a journey, right? So, like initially, for most people, is the financial benefit. But along the line, you said that there's nothing as good as being able to wake up intentionally, with a focus on the things that you have planned to do for that day. And this definitely has nothing to do with your work. You are inspired because of what you want to achieve, not just for yourself, but in impacting the lives of other people that are around you. How how they can be benefited by the knowledge that you have acquired, by the skills that you have acquired just by running
Mm-hmm.
this business. So this business is not just one business that you just go, you just plug in, just start making money, and then that's over. But you're making money, your life is being impacted. I mean, you're having self-development. And this is the reason why most people, most times when you ask people within our community, what have they benefited? After they talk about the finances, they talk about self-development, which is quite huge. And you also said that your long-term goal is to be able to impact lives, to be able to give back, to
Yeah.
help other people, to become like a better version of yourself, right? Isn't it?
Yes, of course. My long term, that's probably our next question, right? Our long term vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
again, my long term vision is to create a legacy. Just not just for my family, but for the people I get to help along the way. The impact, right? I want to empower others to believe in themselves again, especially those who feel stuck or like they've missed their chance. Again, as I've shared with the fellow business partners here, 400 people here in Australia, I came from a very humble beginnings, and I've seen how life can box people in with fear, doubt, worry, or any circumstances. But this business has shown me what's possible when we break out of that mindset. Now I want to be that person who holds the door open for others. Being here in Australia, Femi, connecting with leaders, with different kinds of people from all over the world, and witnessing how this business changes lives globally, it really reminded me of why I started. It's about showing others, especially immigrant moms, working parents, and dreamers out there, they can actually build a life of freedom, flexibility, and again, an impact starting exactly where they are. This isn't just a business, it's a mission, and I'm here for a long game. That's why I love playing the game of life. And uh, and I remember I remember the sayings that I quoted one of our masterminds, that you are the creator, the director, and the star of your own movie
Mm.
called My Life. So you are the only one who can bring life or create the life that you truly want without letting the outside world in control of who you really want to become. Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. Somebody that heard you speak now may just think that it's only moms that are in our business community. I mean, is that not unfair? Because everything you said had to do with mom. But you see, like the reason is just because Aranneth
My God.
is inclined towards the
Oh yeah, I
mom.
forget also the dads. There's so
I
many spouses
mean, Aranneth
joined.
is inclined towards the mom. They're dads as well, and they're
Yes,
and not just dads and mom. There are people that are not married. There are people that
yes.
don't have kids. I mean, as long as
Anyone,
you're
any
over the age
like-minded
of
people.
as long
Yeah,
as you're over the age of 18, yeah, we have people. Well, we have grandparents as well, and even great grandparents also within our business community that are doing excellently well as well. So um, there's some people that um, they think that they're too busy
too busy.
to to do that business. I mean, like tomorrow, I actually have somebody coming up tomorrow that I've been having somebody, a very great mind, within our community as well, a coach. I mean, she has killed almost all the milestones and all that.
Yeah.
And like she'll be talking about that tomorrow. But then, let me just give a tip of the iceberg. So for people that think that they're so busy and they don't think that they can add something extra, even though, but like before I ask you the question, it's funny enough. People feel that they're so busy they can't do something else other than their jobs.
Yeah.
but they want to make more. They want better life. They are willing to take more jobs, more hours to make more money, but they don't think that it's easier for them to pick up a digital business to do rather than taking extra hours. Because think about it. When you're taking extra hours, you have to go there physically to go and do the work.
Right.
But like when you have a digital business as something extra rather than taking the extra hours, you may actually be doing this from everywhere, from anywhere that you choose to. But let me just leave that to you to answer. What would you want to say to someone who thinks that they are too busy to start a digital business? In this
Well,
day and age, AI with the
yeah.
internet and all that.
Yeah, well, I completely understand the feeling, that feeling, because I was in the same place as everyone else when I
Yeah.
first started this business. I'm still working full time, raising kids, managing the household, and at the end of the day, I was very, very exhausted. But again, I kept telling myself, maybe later when things slow down, right? But the truth is, life never really slows down.
Yeah.
You know, what shifted everything for me was realizing how much time I was spending on things that didn't really serve my future, didn't really serve myself, right? Like scrolling social media, watching shows on Netflix, just doing things on autopilot. So I decided to repurpose even 30 minutes of my day towards building something that is really beautiful, could eventually give me time and financial freedom. It wasn't really easy in the beginning, but the small decision changed my entire life. Fast forward today, oh my gosh, I celebrated my 5th year anniversary with 400 people, business partners that we have here in Australia.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I really built a global business that runs even while I am sleeping. Like you are there and I am here. So so being here in Australia, attending this powerful convention with leaders, I used to only admire from afar,
Well, fine.
and that's what happens when you decided to start.
Yeah.
And even when life is full, you don't need more time, guys. You need more intention. And the best part is you're not doing this alone. You're doing this with supported community that can hold your hands, that walk you through the process. That's why sometimes we're just overthinking everything. And I remember one of my mentors said that everything is fundamentally meaningless unless you put meaning towards it. So if you're thinking that you are busy in your mind, but in reality, it's not actually. You just need to be intentional, and you can always find time for you to run the business during your break time, during your lunch time, right? So just segregate that 30 or an hour minutes of your time, and you'll be able to build a $1 billion company that you would never thought it is possible. Yeah.
Like honestly, anyone can be busy, and everyone. I think everyone is busy because you can be busy doing several things, right? But whether or not you're being busy is productive is another thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, like if you are busy and you are being productive, it makes a lot of sense. But if you are busy but you're not being productive, then that's where the problem is. And I think that's one of the things that through this business, a lot of us are beginning to learn. Quite a lot of us have worked for several years. We have people that have worked for several decades. I've worked for over 25 years. And there's still so much that I'm learning now. I mean, like I may have been able to learn some of those things when I was working, but for some reason, maybe because of uh, the nature of the department I was in, there are some certain things that were not so exposed to me that I'm beginning to see and I begin to appreciate now. I mean, I worked in the field most of the time, right? So I never really had that much opportunity to deal directly with people and all that, other than people that worked under me. But having said that, there was something you said about people always waiting for the perfect time. That also I realized that there's no perfect time.
Yeah.
I mean, like once it comes to your mind, once you discover there's a need for you to do it, you know, you make the time perfect. We
Mm-hmm.
are, we are the ones that have to create the perfect time. Like I was just before we came online, I saw a post on 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 Instagram. Somebody
Yeah.
made about one of our business partners uh, that just bought a third house this year.
Wow.
Yeah, she just bought a third house. I mean, I just said she, so you may have an idea who the person is. She just bought a third house this year in Houston. She was a nurse. She came in from Nigeria to join her husband about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Her husband came in first. And then when she came in, she did all her nursing stuff and then she started working. She discovered that for most people, to be able to live the kind of life that they really want as nurses, they had to do two jobs. And she came around to see people that have been doing these two jobs for 15 years. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Yeah.
and then she was a bit troubled and she asked somebody, do you have to do two jobs all the time? And the person said, well, if you have to survive here, you have to do two jobs. And she was like, no, I won't do this two jobs. I won't do two jobs forever. That was what prompted her to start looking for something online until she found this business. And mine, oh mine, she's been so aggressive with the business. She has left a nursing job. And I was just saying now, I thought I was,
Mm-hmm.
that's so fantastic. But like it's not just all about the money, but also about the personal development, just like you said to yourself now, ability to stand before 400 people coming from a humble background.
It's just a dream.
Yeah,
It's
coming
that's
from a
something
humble
that I have.
background.
This is I always say that this is the a training ground for me. What I am doing, even though it's scared the heck of me, just making a decision for only a very short period of 5 days. Like you have to apply for a visa, and then now what? And then you have to book a hotel. You have to, book a flight. But again, if you have that order in your mind, right?
Mm,
Order is the first heaven, first law, right? And that you avoid chaos. It's just here how you handle things around. That's why being busy, we all have the same 24 hours. The
yeah,
only difference lies in how we chose to use them.
how you plan.
Yeah, it's not about having more time. It's about making time for what truly matters,
Yeah.
and that's what makes us productive and purposeful. It's how you manage your activities. That's why I don't watch TVs. I don't do things unnecessary that are not serving me. So basically, it's just a matter of choosing what is
Well, it's important to
what's really important. I do inspired actions every single day. It's not a task, it's not something that check the box. It's inspired action that I know that can bring me to the life that I want. Yeah, so
all right. So I'm just going to stop this broadcast now because I know that you have to go to catch your flight. And I'd like to say a big thank you for agreeing to stay with us on air today, despite your very busy schedule. And then I'd like to say a big thank you to every other person that has joined us live and those that may be watching this replay. Would like to know where you're watching from. Thank you very much. And if we have impacted you, let us know as well. We'll appreciate that. Thank you very
yes.
much. Have a great day and
Thank
God
you
bless.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you.